This video, I'm gonna break down how to present numbers to customers, because that's where the bottom falls out for a lot of salespeople. They sit down, they've done a great job greeting, qualifying the person, showing them the vehicle, but then they sit down and present those numbers, and they miss out on certain things that they can utilize to help getting their customers saying yes. Understand something. When you go in that presenting numbers mode and you're going to seal the deal, the more times you can get your customer to say yes as you go through is far more beneficial for you than it is having them answer no to certain things. It establishes a rhythm also of when I ask a certain question, you answer, and that's what you want to progress and go through. So I'm gonna be breaking down little things in this video. I'm gonna let it play through, and then I'll follow it up by breaking down certain things that are done. One thing I want to start with is that when you coming from the manager's desk and you got that worksheet, please know that when you're in there with the managers, they're watching you. They're analyzing and they're saying, what are they in there talking about? So if you're laughing and kikiing and y'all looking like y'all having fun, what is your customer gonna think? Oh, they're setting us up. They're about to take advantage of us. Realize that. So when you get that worksheet, you should get it, look over it, like, all right, thank you. Give some sign, some type of positive indication that you're getting ready to go walk back. You want them anticipating that, hearing that good news when you come back. And it's all in how you get that sheet, look at it, and give your manager a heads up. All right, man, good job. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Or they're going to love this. And then you go back and you sit down. When you have that piece of paper, rather than sitting down and just putting it on the desk where they're going to be looking over at it while you may be trying to speak, maintain control of it. An easy way to do that is as you walking back to the desk, take it, fold it, where you're unable to see what's on the inside of it. And when you get to the table, you sit it down. That way you can have any conversation that you want to have without worrying about them looking at the paper. And as we're about to get started, do me one solid, hit that like button for me. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe and then turn on the notification bell, because every week I'm dropping new videos. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna get into it. And we're gonna start this off for us and get into it. So just pay attention to what's going on as we run through this. All right. Got good news, and it's just like I had, like I told y'all, based on on what you wanted to put down, I was gonna get you a few options, and so depending on which one of those you like, just let me know, and we'll be able to pick it up and go from there. Okay. First thing I want to do is make sure that I have the information correct on here. As far as the name, Jesse Floyd, does that look like that's correct?
Yep.
And the address, 8118 Bay Meadows, that looks right. Jacksonville, Florida, correct?
Mm-hmm.
As far as the email address, correct? Now I'm gonna stop real quick right there. Now, you may say, what are you doing? You're supposed to be presenting numbers. Realize when you sit down with that worksheet, it should have some customer information on it. Their name, maybe their phone number, their email address, their address, what the vehicle is that you all are looking at. And if they had something that they brought into the dealership to trade, that information is there too. The reason why we're going through and starting off with verifying that information is, number one, we want to make sure it's accurate. That goes without saying. But number two, we got that information from them. So we know that this information should be 100% accurate, or at worst, 90% accurate. So when we're going through and we're asking them to verify this information and they're confirming, guess what they're saying? Yes. Is this name spelled right? Yes. This the correct address? Yes. This telephone number, is this correct? Yes. Email address, do I got the right one there? Yes. The vehicle we're looking at is that? Yes. So think about what I said earlier. We've got your customers saying yes, establishing that rhythm. The more times you can get them to say yes, that increases the likelihood of them saying yes when it's time for them to move to the next step with you. And if you're like a lot of salespeople, especially the new ones, they're nervous when they go to sit down and present those numbers. It's like, oh, Lord, man, I hope that they like this. If you did a good job qualifying, you know where they want to be, or you have an idea where they want to be, and your number should be based off of that. But if you are nervous, which a lot of folks are, going through this verification part first helps your nerves get under control. You're asking questions that you know would generate a positive response from the guest. And at worst case scenario, they may say, oh, my number is actually, or you need to correct my last name. And when you make the correction, guess what? You reconfirm it again. The objective, though, is to get that rhythm going, getting them saying yes, help your nerves settle down, so that when you do go into presenting the numbers, you sound relaxed. You don't sound all nervous and running out of breath and seeming unprofessional. So that's why we do the verification part. Let me get back to it. As far as the work phone, that looks correct. And then the cell phone, 703-868-78 16? Okay. Now, as far as the vehicle that we are speaking about, that you all are liking right now, is the 2020 Audi A3, right? Okay. And the vehicle that we're going to be buying from you is the 2016 Audi A4, correct? All right. So based on what you all shared with me when you initially came in, that you wanted to put, your initial investment would be 2,000. I still gave you several options of what it would look like just in the event you wanted to put a little bit more down. And putting a little bit more down up front actually saves you money monthly and long term, okay? Just so you do know. Now, as far as this initial option at 2,000, as you can see right here at 36 months, as far as your payments, you're looking at between 441 and 451, okay? Now, the good thing about 36 months, a lot of places you go to may be scared to even show that to you. You know why? Because it's the highest priced. I'm gonna stop real quick right there and get back to it. That is true. Think about yourself. How often have you ever got numbers back and you looked and you say, oh my goodness, whatever the shortest term is, you're like, oh, that's more than what they told me that their monthly budget was. And so we don't even bring that up. You know what happens? A lot of salespeople go sit down and they present the lowest option. That's what they present because they think that is the easiest way to be able to gain this customer's approval. But if you're really customer focused and you're really out to help that customer save money, the shortest term with the higher payments is actually best. And I go through how that is. But never be a pocket watcher, meaning you have a budget. So you know that you're going to base your numbers or have an option available for them based on this certain ballpark figure that they gave. But who knows if you show them something a shorter term and explain the benefit of it, whether they may say, oh, you know what, never thought of it that way. Don't assume that everybody just knows the more money you put down, the lower your monthly payments are. The more money you put down, the better it is as far as in the overall investment price for the vehicle. A lot of people don't think about that. You know what they're focused on? Can I afford it with what I make every month? And they kind of leave it at that. But the more a person puts down, it does make the higher the payments, the shorter the term. There's a lot of significant benefits, but don't just sit down and throw out the lowest number, because when you start with the lowest number, where do you have to go from there? But if you start with the highest number, just as far as presenting it, we know we have their ballpark, but just to present it. If you do have to flip to another number, you have more room to work with. But if you go out there and let's say you start off in the first payment, you show them is at 72 months, where can you go from there? You only have 84 months, and then depending on what vehicle they're looking at, especially if it's a pre-owned, it may not happen. So allow your customers, be a real professional, and you explain it, but allow them to decide what the best option is for them. Get back to it. Out of the options, but it is actually the best option for. Matter of fact, I'll back it up a little bit. A lot of places you go to may be scared to even show that to you. You know why? Because it's the highest priced out of the options, but it is actually the best option for you to be able to save money. And here's why. At 36 months, the term is a lot shorter. And what that means is you can pay the vehicle off quicker. You're able to build equity in it much sooner. And you know what happens when you pay a vehicle off. You get that title free and clear, okay? And a title is like a piece of stock. You can sell it, you can trade against it, you know, but it is yours. It's cash in the form of a TITLE. Another benefit of the 36-month option, there is no prepayment penalty. So if either one of you get a raise, you get an inheritance, or you hit the lottery, you want to pay it off sooner, you can do so without any penalty. You want to make an extra payment every year to help you get done with it quicker, you can do so with zero penalty, okay? Now, the next option we have is at 60 months. Now, as you can see, at 60 months, the payments drop substantially. They go all the way down to between $293 and $303. The good thing about the 60 months, you get the same benefits as you would at 36 months. There's no prepayment penalty at all. So you can pay it off as soon, as quick as you would like to, without any, worry about any issue. Now, right here at 48 months, this is what most of our customers call the best of both worlds. Because as you can see, it's much lower than the 36 month, just a little bit higher than the 60 months, but it still puts you right there in the sweet spot of where you may want to be. Now, at 48 months, you're looking at between 348 and 358, okay? Now, in order for us to be able to get this vehicle shine, prime, buff, and ready to go, where y'all can start enjoying it right away, all I would need is just your okay right there. Okay, now we're gonna break down going through that. Now, before I do, I want you to check something out, because at the end of the day, the most important thing is about sales increase. And how's that done? It's done in, one, how our mental state is, how our confidence level is, and how we engage with our guests. And unfortunately, at a lot of dealerships, there is nothing in place to really help people except for trial by fire. So you have folks running out there doing what they think may help them, and it's costing them time and money it doesn't have to. So check this out. Make sure that you check out the Selling for Success sales training portal. It has sales training courses, audios, videos, manuals, everything you need to catapult your sales results to a whole new level. So remember, check out sellingforsuccess.org, the sales training portal. All right, so we're back at it. Now, as we went through that, pay attention that we presented the options. And we started off with 36 months, went from 36 months to 60 months, back to 48 months, because when they hear that lower term number, it's like, whoa. Then we take it down where it's much lower, and it's like, whoa. But when we back it up to the sweet spot, to the best of both worlds at the 48 months, now let's just say they dislike that, I still have 60. But guess what? I have not even brought onto the table yet that if I need to and want to be a hero, I still have in the back pocket 72 months. And explaining the benefits. Think about the benefits of the payment terms. There is no prepayment penalty. They can pay it off quicker by making extra payments. And when you take the shorter term, you are building equity in the vehicle much faster. You are getting it paid off much quicker. And when you get a vehicle paid off, you get a title and you can sell it. You can trade against it. It is like a piece of stock. It's like cash in the form of a title. But most people have never heard it explained that way. They don't realize those things. And so it's up to us to explain it to them in the most favorable light. Think about it. We can try to pitch it as an investment and all of this stuff. You know how the customers see it? As a cost. So it's on us to make sure that we help kind of take that cost feeling and make it feel more like an investment. Make it feel more like it's beneficial for them. And that's all based on how we deliver it. So as you saw, we had control of the paper, set it down. We had our pen. Also, depending on what type of pen you're using at your store. Listen, nothing against Bics, you know, those plastic ones with the blue. But your pen, I call my pen Lancelot. And if you don't know who Sir Lancelot was, Sir Lancelot, you know, pulled the sword out of the rock. That sword is how I earn a living to provide for my family. And so when people see me doing business and use my pen, I want them to realize I take pride in what I do. And you can go to the dollar store, to Office Max or the Walgreens, and you can get yourself some nice gold or silver pens. When it's shiny, it helps keep control of your customer where they keep their eyes fixated on it. Okay, little things. Like if you pay attention to how I'm seated. If you notice, the seating is not directly across from them. You know why? Because before two fighters are about to go at it, they square off. Sports teams square off. Even in politics, Democrats, Republicans, it is across the aisle from each other. Well, listen, we're not about to do battle. We're actually on the same side. You know, my objective is to help them find what they're looking for. Their objective is to find what they're looking for. And if we work together, they can drive home in what they like, and I'll be able to be compensated and do some good things for my family. So it's a partnership. So subconsciously, rather than sitting directly across and allowing that table to be such a barrier, I position myself where I'm closer, I'm more so on their side than I'm not. And you may say, well, Brian, you kind of catty-cornered on the side of the wife. Why didn't you do it on the side of the husband? Because if I would have sided closer to him, the last thing I want is for this woman to feel like we may at any point seem like we're ganging up on her. And I'm also a realist, and it doesn't matter to me who the moneymaker is and who the breadwinner is. Happy wife, happy life. And so even if the gentleman is the one that's making the investment, got the credit, got the money, what they're not going to do is go home beefing with their significant other over some salesperson. If mama's not happy, nobody's happy. So I angled it over, whereas more so I'm on her, more so on their side than I am against them. So just little things that you can work into your process that'll have a huge impact. But watch the delivery, look at the pace, listen to the explanations, and ask yourself, are those true? Absolutely, they're true. Do they make sense? 100%. Can they make your customer feel better about their decision, which is the primary objective? Guaranteed. Okay, so make sure if you're struggling with presenting numbers, watch this video again and work on it. take your phone out, record yourself, just present, get another team member, or just go through doing it yourself. And I assure you, if you watch yourself and listen to yourself, you will pick up things and say, oh my goodness, I didn't know I was looking like this when I say that. I didn't know that when I'm doing this, my facial expression is not matching the words that I'm saying. Like if I'm saying, good morning, I hope you're having a great day. Is that gonna make the person feel like I really wish that? So if I'm like, hey, I hate you and wish that your whole life goes to crap. You know what I mean? It's all about, it's not what you say, but how you say it. So I hope this video helps. As you saw in the clip that I showed you earlier, if you are looking for some help, go to sellingforsuccess.org, the membership site. It's got full complete courses, manuals, downloadable for you to watch at your pace and be able to implement instantly at your store. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. I'm Brian Maxwell saying thank you for stopping in. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps, and I look forward to seeing you at the dealership. I'm over and out, y'all.